Hello, welcome to an N64 test of our Course 2 rework. We want to check if the frame rate's fine. This is before any optimizations, really. And we do have a beautiful 60 FPS. That is great. 30, that's fine. We want consistent 30 FPS. We want the most visuals we can get out of 30 FPS. So hitting 30 FPS really is just a nice assurance that we have really gotten the most out that we can. Of course, these are relatively cheap camera settings, and this is about the most expensive. 29, that's fine. I think if we go down a bit, 24, 25, that sucks. But we're still waiting on FVDX3 occlusion planes to be implemented. The occlusion planes are going to be inside the temple here. So all the triangles behind it would not even be processed, and that would save a lot of performance. We also haven't really ordered the draw order of our stuff yet. Sorry, I'm playing with a lot of input lag. It's a little difficult to play. But this is looking good. 30 FPS there. This is actually an impossible angle in-game. You can never actually look at the game from that angle. But that's fine. I expect the inside of the temple to be just perfect all the time. Oof, there is a render bug here. Doesn't cost any performance or anything. Should obviously be an easy fix. No worry about that. I do have a little bit of a worry about this area here, because this has some insane graphical effects. Oof. 25. 25 really sucks here because this is a platformy section. I do not like that. We might have to optimize this area a little bit. So this area is super expensive because if you look closely you can see the black outlines around everything. Let me just cheat here. Yeah, do you see the skinny black outlines? They cause everything to overdraw twice. And overdraw really is the most expensive part about the N64. So maybe what I'll have to do is cut out the middle parts of those, which will, increase the triangle count a lot. But it might just get rid of all the overdraw that is causing this to lag. And then we might be fine. Or maybe this is a render order thing. I'll have to check the render order. Because if the black renders before the other geometry, then it wouldn't be occluded and we would draw it twice unnecessarily, which means we can get around 25% performance boost just by fixing the render order. I suspect that will be fairly easy. Let me actually write that down real quick. Check render order red section. Alright. What else do we have to check? We have to check the underwater area, or under the temple area. So this area here is actually also extremely improvable, because this is kind of two separate areas. Oh, yeah, pretty bad performance here. This is very improvable because this is a big room with a tunnel in the middle, and then, yeah, you can see the other room from here. So we can just hide the other room while we're in here, and maybe even just like on N64 only make it so that there's a black plane in the middle that disappears when you get close here, and then maybe in the middle both rooms are rendered, where like, I mean, you get good performance here and it's not a platforming section, so even if you didn't get good performance, this would be fine. Performance in the platforming section is always the most important part. You cannot lose performance in platforming. That is going to lag, it's going to cause the player to miss inputs, and it's going to piss them off. And we don't want that. Please don't kill me. Please don't warp to a PU when I jump out of the water. That's a known bug. Did not happen. Let's check this area. This area also very, very unoptimized. This is just a bunch of rooms that each would easily run 60 FPS. But we're rendering all the rooms at once because I was being a little bit lazy here. Let's see. Oh, we're still above 30. I might still make this, like, render each room separately though, because obviously if we just render the rooms separately, infinite performance. I did not mean to kill myself there. Anyway, that is about every area in this level. I don't think there's any unovercomable obstacle. The worst part is the underground section, but the best thing about that is that we already know we can just halve the rendering there, because you don't need to render both rooms, obviously. So I think we can be fairly happy with this level. Obviously, after we improve the FPS a little, we are going to increase the drawing distance as well. I noticed some pop-in there. I don't want to play Don't Notice pop-in in the final game. So yeah, happy with that. Bye bye.